Equity Mate!
I will say this about investing.
G'day Equity Mates, this is Ren here, once again talking about our weekly Thought Starters email. Got 5 very exciting and interesting articles for you this week. Hopefully a few things that you won't have seen before and introducing some new ideas. So, to kick it off, number 1 this week, Howard Marks has released a new memo and we are featuring it in the first Thought Starters possible. For those who don't know who Howard Marks is, the great Warren Buffett has previously said when he sees Howard Marks' memos in the mail, that's the first thing he opens and reads. So high praise from the greatest investor of all time. Howard Marks himself is a really notable investor in his own right. He is the co-founder and chief investment officer at Oaktree Capital. Anyway, this memo is on the 4 most dangerous words in finance. This time is different. And he's hearing a lot of people say this cycle in the market is different, that things, that recessions come in cycles, that companies need to make profit. These things, which are sort of basic tenets of people's understanding of finance and markets, he's hearing people start to say, this time is different. And that is a very dangerous attitude to have. And it's a dangerous attitude that we see at the peaks of markets in times gone by. You know, the classic example is in the dot-com boom of the 90s, a lot of people are saying, this time is different, these types of companies are different. So, if Howard Marks is considered a must-read, then this Thought Starters should be considered a must-read. Yeah, this is a really good one. And for any of the Australians out there listening, Howard includes a bit of a discussion on Australia's financial and economic policy and how that's different to America's. So, it's always good to see Australia get a shout out. So that's article number 1. Article number 2 is on Amazon and their ruthless pursuit of one-day shipping. They recently announced that they're going to spend $800 million in this quarter alone to offer one-day shipping. And I think they're looking at free one-day shipping for some Prime members. But there is a brutal reality behind this policy. To be able to offer this to their customers, they are having to really move mountains and they're really having to push their staff. They're entering air freight with Amazon Air. They're entering ocean freight with, I'm not sure what their ocean business is called, but like big shipping containers. And they're also doing some pretty brutal things with their delivery staff. So, look, it's a fascinating thing to watch from a business perspective. It's an interesting thing to watch from a labour perspective as well, and how Amazon's workforce, which is growing by the day, is treated and what role unions play in that. It's a really interesting saga unfolding, and it'll be really interesting to see how their competitors respond as well. You wouldn't expect Walmart and Target and all of them to take this lying down. So, one to watch, and an interesting article to sort of give you a taste of it if you haven't been following it. So the third article is a new one, but a really interesting one, I thought. We all know that a lot of tech companies are selling our data, Facebook, Google, the like, Apple, that they have all these data points on us that advertisers want, and these companies are monetizing them. Well, here's one you may not have thought about, and it's Spotify, who knows your mood based on what music you're listening to, and they're selling those data points to advertisers and profiting from it. So, slightly concerning, but really interesting way that another tech company has found another data point to monetize. Number 4 is a Reddit AMA with Bridgewater Associates CEO Ray Dalio. Bridgewater Associates is the largest hedge fund in the world, $160 billion assets under management. And Ray Dalio does a Reddit AMA where basically people can write in and ask questions and he answers them. A little different format, but something that, you get some direct answers from Ray Dalio on what the community want to ask. So definitely something that's worth having a look at. And then finally, the last article is on mindfulness. And I'm sure we all know a meditation app or two. We all know mindfulness is becoming a lot more of a buzzword these days. It seems that capitalism has really taken over this whole mindfulness movement. It's been coined Mick mindfulness just the way it's been commercialized and commoditized. And the last article just talks about this trend and what it means more broadly. So a couple of interesting articles on everything from mindfulness to data mining to Amazon's continued quest for world domination, and a couple of really notable investors, Ray Dalio and Howard Marks, with some written things in different formats. Howard Marks writing a memo and Ray Dalio doing a Reddit AMA. So hopefully there's a bit of something for everyone in this week's Thought Starters. If you haven't signed up, jump on to equitymates.com/thoughtstarters, where you can sign up, read old episodes, and make sure you get these emails going forward.